How we doing, guys? Welcome to DT's Daily. Now on today's show, we're going to talk about all the games over the weekend. There was wins for Arsenal, wins for Spurs, and a draw between Liverpool and Man City.
How we doing, guys? Welcome to DT's Daily. That's right.
So, of course, this Monday morning, which means we get to look back at the Premier League games over the weekend. And what a weekend it was! Especially if you're an Arsenal fan, because you're sitting top of the league. But yeah, look, listen, we're going to go straight to the first game on Saturday. And it's Manchester United with a 2-0 win over Everton. They needed 2 penalties to win the game. I do think that they were the better side, just even though Everton had a load of shots. But they didn't really threaten, if that makes sense. You know, it was just, they done enough. And, you know, when you listen to Ten Hag after the game and he's talking about XG and everything else, he's trying to justify the victory. It's not great performances. At the end of the day, at this point in the season, 3 points is all that matters. I suppose that's the main thing. But the performances, there's a lot of Manchester United fans that are not happy. Let's just say that. Crystal Palace against Luton, 1-1 draw. Luton left it very late, virtually the last kick, to equalise in this game. But Crystal Palace will most definitely be looking back on this and kicking themselves, because they had multiple chances to win this game quite comfortably as well. But they didn't. And the one thing about Luton is that they will never give up and they will keep on fighting. And if you allow them the opportunity to get crosses into the box, they are dangerous. And that's exactly what happened. Bournemouth against Sheffield United, 2-2 draw. Quite an eventful game, this one. Solanke misses a penalty, and it's one of those you will not want to look back on, because he slipped over as he was about to take it, kicked it onto his standing foot, and it nearly went out of the stadium. Awful. Sheffield United take the lead. They go 2-0 ahead, and I'm sitting there thinking, hold on a minute, is this the same Sheffield United that's been getting absolutely annihilated in recent weeks? Bournemouth go and get a goal back. Poor marking. Great header. And it's just eventful. And then they end up getting an equaliser. And it's a point apiece. And Bournemouth, they'll look at that and think it's 2 points dropped, given how poor Sheffield United have been of late. But I suppose for Sheffield United, we know they're not going to get out of the position they're in. But just for, you know, their fans and everything else, to see a bit of a fight and a bit of something might actually put them in good stead for the rest of the season. Wolves against Fulham, 2-1 win to Wolves, very deserved. Fulham actually scored very late, 98th minute I think it was, Alex Iwobi. But it was a very comfortable afternoon for Wolves, and they go and pick up the 3 points. Arsenal against Brentford, last game of the Saturday, and that was a massive game. I've alluded to it in my preview and match reaction and whatnot. And listen, the reason why those 3 points were huge is because when you look at the result between Liverpool and Man City on Sunday, can you imagine if we just never got that goal and dropped 2 points and then that happens as well? You'd be kicking yourself. It's a huge win. And deservedly so. And like I said, in my match reaction and everything else, I've alluded to everything, gone over everything. So if you want to see what I had to say in depth about that game, go and take a look. Moving into yesterday's games. A big game, this one. Aston Villa against Spurs. And it was a 4-0 win for Spurs. And first half was pretty quiet, shall we say. There was not really many chances in there, but nobody was expecting what happened in that second half. And Spurs go and take the lead through Maddison. Great cross into the box, and he got onto the end of that. And then calamitous defending after that, a minute or so later by Villa, put Spurs 2-0 up. And then McGinn goes and makes this stupid tackle. It's just reckless, stupid. Gets himself sent off, and the game's effectively done. And then Spurs go and score 2 goals in injury time to kind of put gloss on everything and make it look like an unbelievable scoreline. Especially when you look at Villa at home this season. But yeah, they won't care. They'll just be happy with the 3 points, 4 goals, and it puts them in, the driving seat for the 4th place now. Game in hand on Villa and can go above them. But for Villa, yeah, that's just a really, really poor performance. And Unai Emery changing things round, 3 at the back. First time this season, don't know. Villa just didn't play well at all. And that's not a great performance from them. West Ham against Burnley. This was a 2-2 draw. And Burnley, they will be kicking themselves because they were 2-0 ahead. And come out for the start of the second half. And I'm sure that Vincent Kompany would have been saying, keep it tight for the first 10 minutes. And don't give them anything to, get themselves back into this game. And literally, within 30 seconds, there's still bubbles on the pitch from the bubble machine that they use. And Paqueta scores. And they're right back into the game. Danny Ings scores, thinks he's equalised, disallowed. And then he does get his goal against his former club. And it's 2-2. And he also hit the bar at the end as well, and they nearly won the game. But yeah, West Ham fans booing at half-time. And I've said it before, I don't know what they want, to be quite honest with you. I think they've exceeded expectations beyond anything. It's mad, isn't it? But yeah, listen, 2-2 draw. Brighton against Nottingham Forest. This was a 1-0 win for Brighton. Nottingham Forest never really did a lot in the game. It was a calamitous goal that they conceded. As usual, goalkeeper flapping, starts sitting there saying that he's been... Listen, you've not been fouled. It's not a foul. You just need to be stronger. But Brighton get the win. And I suppose after everything that happened on Thursday night in Rome, that's a good 3 points for them. Last game of the weekend was the big one, of course. Liverpool against Manchester City. And it finished 1-1. And I'll tell you something. Man City, they'll look at this and they will feel that that is a big opportunity missed. When the team lineup came out for Liverpool, even Liverpool fans were like, okay, put the real lineup out now. Please put the real lineup out. Because that's really weak. Given all the injuries that they've had. But I tell you something, you wouldn't have noticed. First 15 minutes, don't get me wrong, I thought Man City were really dominant. They were finding spaces in the pocket. And you're sitting there thinking this is going to be a long afternoon for Liverpool. First goal for Man City, straight off the training ground. Clearly found a weakness with Liverpool from set pieces. And they exploited it. And then you're thinking, how many? And then Liverpool, got themselves into the game and they had a couple of little moments in the first half. And you're thinking, okay, what can they do in the second half? And instantly, calamitous mistake, clear penalty, and Liverpool go and equalise. But then after that was just domination by Liverpool. And they should have won the game, to be quite honest with you. When you think of the chances, one by Diaz in particular, where Mo Salah put him through. And you're just thinking, they should win the game. But they didn't. And then Man City, listen, it's Man City. They can always be dangerous. And there was one moment with Doku at the end where he hits the inside of the post. And you're thinking, wow. And then the big talking point would have been virtually the last kick of the game. Doku with McAllister, he's put his foot up. He's kind of got the ball, but then followed through and kicked into his chest. I feel that if it's at any moment in the game other than the last kick, that's probably referred, with VAR, that the referee goes to the monitor and he gives a penalty. But he didn't. And it's a 1-1 draw. And when you look at the threshold with VAR and everything, I've got to ask the question that if the referee gave a penalty in real time, would VAR overturn it? They wouldn't. So it's got to be a penalty. So Man City got away with one there. And Kevin De Bruyne got taken off very early in the second half. And we all saw the images. He wasn't happy. And there was a bit of a public spat between him and Pep. And It's not a great look. But Man City, well below par. Not great at all. And Liverpool, they get the point, and given the injuries and everything, they'll probably take that before the game. But given the chances, they'll probably feel that they've missed out on an opportunity. And of course, like I said, that result means Arsenal stay top. So, listen, it's been an eventful weekend. Let me know in the comment section what you thought about it. What was your highlight? And yeah, we take a big break now because of FA Cup action over the weekend and then the international break. So no Premier League action until the end of the month. So listen, there we go. That is it for today's DT's Daily. As usual, let me know in the comment section what you thought. If you're new around here, hit the subscribe button, smash a like on this video, and I'll see you lot soon. I'm out of here.